Atamarie. Cinnamon, natural living being. Coming live and direct from the batch kitchen. Just waiting for my coffee to heat up so we can coffee and korero. Quite a lot coming through lately. Crazy solar storms, lots of ascension, lots and lots of downloads and uploads and upgrades and whatever the heck you call them in your land. I think attunement is the word that I like the most. Attuning, aligning, recalibrating, refreshing, reintegrating. It's all very lovely. Sometimes the ride is rough. And today, the thing that keeps popping up the most for me that feels like the conversation at hand for my frequency and what's going on, is all around words and wording and how we so very easily allow ourselves to be programmed and conditioned, potentially not in the best ways, by the words that we use. Now, one that has been cropping up for me a lot lately that I'd love to speak on is the word queen. Don't get me wrong. I love me a good queen, powerful, strong, commanding, all of those sorts of things. But I really started to question the use of its words. The more I look into our divinity as living beings, as natural living beings, the more I feel like the wording around that regal language is actually quite diminutive. Who would think that being royal would be diminutive? Well, let me explain where I'm coming from on this one. It might be a curveball, excuse me. So as much as I love standing in your power, I have these blockages that pop up inside me every time I hear the word queen, which is funny because one of my brandings for my sauerkraut craft is kraut queen. And in that aspect, in that business model, I quite like it, and I think I'm going to keep it because queens are of service to this other thing that's not themselves. So the kraut queen, she's in service to the kraut and she's in service to your gut health. So I kind of like that. And she's secondary to the thing that she's bringing forward and ruling and holding sacred. So queens have this, the word queen has this air of ownership, power, putting aside oneself for the good, higher good of this other thing, the crown or the country, crown and country. Also, queens are in this situation where, the gifts that fall at their feet, the gifts that are brought to them, the tributes, are often pillaged, stolen treasures. So it's all about this energy that's been removed or taken or stripped from somewhere else to be laid at your feet, to make you feel bigger and better than somebody else that you conquered, that your minions conquered. That doesn't feel right in me. That doesn't feel right in me. And then I look at, excuse me, I'm going to say it, the politics of the world at the moment. I live in New Zealand. We have this crazy lady in charge at the moment. Please tell me that's not going to be much longer. I don't think it is. I know. And I feel like she is a real epitome of the programming that the word queen has allowed in women. Well, our society, not just women, because anytime anything's programmed into one sex, it's actually programmed in a mirror, equal and opposite, into the other sex, so that that can exist in the world. So I see that queen energy in her, that off with your head, you don't agree with me, I'm going to change the laws. You know, for me, that's not divine. For me, that's something else. And I'm really focusing on stepping into the divinity that is being a living being on this planet. And that we are all connected to this amazing source energy. I just have to go show you guys the source energy we're connected to, because I'm standing in the kitchen and it's not really making much sense. Source energies, I love them. The van's cool, but wow, and that sunlight. When we remember that we are part of that is us, we are that, it is us, I think we start to feel a whole lot better. I know I do. Just having it on my skin makes me feel amazing. And you know what? It does not make me feel like a queen. It makes me feel like a goddess. And that's the part I'm trying to get to. That when we call ourselves queens, we're actually diminishing our true divinity. Same with kings and gods. And I think we really have this programming in our society, in our entire race memory, that the word God and goddess is like religious, and kind of occult a little bit. Now, I think there's a huge difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is structured. It often has rules, regulations, guidelines. Spirituality is intuitive. You find your own rules, regulations, and guidelines within it all. They come from somewhere in here, because somewhere in here is connected to somewhere out there, and that beautiful source energy. So when we hush everything else, it really brings into alignment that voice, that intuition that comes from deep in the root of your gut, that tells you whether or not things are right, and whether or not that's the right path, or the right coffee, or the right whatever. And for me, this word queen is coming up a lot as incorrect. And I know guys don't use it as much, but the idea that they're kings, that is also bullshit. That brings them down to a level that I think is actually really sad, because men are these amazing, beautiful, strong, empowered beings who should not be proud of conquering, raping, pillaging. They should not be proud of dominating and forcing control over others. Another energy that comes in with this regal conversation. Should we sit outside? Sit inside. Oh, look. Some of my favorite pieces. Oh. Thank you, Tamsin Field, Crafty Gemini. Just gotta say, you make my world beautiful. Anyway, a conversation that comes up for me around all of this is around divinity. And I really feel that we so easily diminish our divinity to be regal and royal and think that that is enough. I don't think it is really enough to conquer, rule, lay waste to others. I wonder if that's the inverted truth, meaning that it's still a truth in a way. But is it the truth that you want to hold on to, uphold, uplift, and bring to the forefront of your life? Also, queens bow down and allow mistresses and whores to parade around in their castle under their nose and act like they are unaffected and it doesn't matter. And kings are programmed to believe that that is okay, that your queen will put up with anything. That as long as you throw riches at her feet, she should be happy in her tower, right? I don't really feel like that's right. I feel like the right thing there would be to look at this on a more divine scale. On a divine level, gods and goddesses are equal. They are equally revered. They are equally worshipped. They are equally often feared, depending. And I think that shows more of the power of standing in oneself than anything. That you can be equal with your opposite. You can be equal with your counterpart, but still utterly, totally, and in so many ways unique from. And I think that men and women, gods and goddesses, bring divinity into each other's lives just as much as into your own. I've got a little god friend here. This is a dog god. His name is Koopa Doopa. And we have another one. This is Prince Nothing. Kia ora, Prince. How are we doing today? Oh, they're doing very good. Oh, here's another one. He's my god of gods. Hello, god of gods. Hello, god of gods. Sorry, we had to have a dog interlude. Hey guys, this is my god's house. This is his temple. You must back the truck up if you want to be in the temple. Oh, guys, excuse me. Prince's out. Wait. That's enough. Cooper. Cooper. Excuse me. Cooper. Out. Ouch. Oh, and a little goddess too. Hi, Minnie. Hi, Minnie. Hi, Minnie Cooper. Minnie Cooper? No. Guys, out. Cooper. They don't always listen because they are free living beings. Cooper. Psst. I know. Excuse the dog interlude. It's the little Frenchies are my sister's dogs. She has like 6 of them. And this is my hound. My husband hound. My god dog. My god dog. He's so beautiful. He's very, very loyal and loving. Excuse me, Cooper, back up. I know, did all your cousins get up? Anyway, you've interrupted my chat. Hey, outside, Cooper. Excuse me. Isn't that funny? Gods and goddesses and all the dogs too. So yeah, I just wanted to really highlight how I believe these words are really programming us at the moment. They're programming us to drop our boundaries and allow things that are actually kind of offensive to our natural living states. Because when we are truly, utterly aligned and channeling into that divine source energy, understanding that we are one and the same, males, females, friends, foes, family members, doesn't really matter where you place yourself in the world. We are all here together and we are all one. So once you understand that concept, you start to look at, well, I wouldn't want to treat another this way. As far as I want to be treated like a goddess, the goddess I am, which means respect. The worship I can do for myself. But respect the energy, because the energy that we carry within ourselves is not to be messed with. It's a forceful power of nature. To be feared and revered within each and every one of us. I'm not saying other people need to fear us, but I think other people, we need to fear mistreating each other. We need to fear disrespecting each other. We need to fear diminishing each other. Because as we do this to others, we do this to ourselves. As we trigger trauma in others, we trigger ourselves. Even if we don't notice it, even if we can't see it, even if we think it's not happening. I promise you, friends, it is. I think it's happening on more levels than we can comprehend, which is why often it goes unseen. I think the energies abound at the moment are really testing us to step into that divinity, to step out of regalness, to step out of royalty. We are not royal. We are divine. And we are constantly being removed from that divinity. Removed in many ways, systematically. I think it starts in the most simple forms. I think it starts by what we put in our bodies and what we put in our mouths and what we allow into our guts. And then it comes through our eyes and our ears and what we allow ourselves to be exposed to visually and audibly. Certain frequencies are really misaligning. They throw our chakras out of balance. And 99% of today's pop music happens to have that frequency embedded in it. I think it's really about stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit to connect into nature and humanity. Not to forget animals. Dogs are very special. Dogs are my favourite animals, I've got to say. Absolutely. But I think just as we can find reverence in nature, in the sunset, in stargazing, we need to see that as a mirror of ourselves. In every sun ray, there is you. In every twinkle of starlight, there is you. In every drop of rain or glistening pebble of dew, there is you. To every mountain, to every beach, to every river, to every ocean, there is you. You are divine expressions of source energy. And you are far, far more than kings and queens. I'd really like to see a little bit of conversation on the bottom of this. Tell me what you think. Are you a king or a queen? Are you a god or a goddess? If you feel this korero and you understand this flow, drop a like, hit share. Oh, even that little bell subscribey thingy. Do that so you can see the next videos. And have a korero underneath. Tell me what you think. Share your thoughts and feelings. Or even just claim your power. I am a god. I am a goddess. I am a natural living goddess or god. Until next time. Coffee, korero, beautiful flow. Remember your divinity. You are an amazingly unique expression of source energy flowing through this amazing physical world, sometimes crazy. And in that, always remember to love yourself, because you are the sun, the stars, the mountains, the sea, all of it. So love yourselves, first and foremost. Secondly, don't forget to love each other, because as you see yourself, you see me too. And remember that I always love you, because you are me, and I am we, and we are all together.